Overpass is a wonderfully constructed CSGO custom that makes it a unique addition to the pool. Like Nuke, it shares the interesting component of verticality, allowing for short rotations, but does so without the spectator issue of having bomb sites stacked directly above each other. Distinct textures have been arranged to address the age-old issue of illusory spam spots that make you feel like you killed somebody when you really didn't. It lacks the standard 3-lane formula that we see on maps like Dust 2 Cache or Mirage, but still has a very important middle unlike Cobble and Nuke. I'm not sure who at Valve got back from a vision quest and thought up Overpass, but it's a cool map to analyze. One of Overpass's most unique features is the map control CTs are given right out of spawn. Today I'm going to explain the importance of straying from the bomb site as a counter-terrorist, and why you'll lose rounds if you don't maintain forward aggressive map control often enough. B-side on Overpass is great for CTs. It has a very OP fight here on the other side of Monster, the ability to gain and maintain short control easily, and an excellent rotator spot in heaven that gives a high-low advantage for Ts coming out short or long. It's got great headshot angles within the site like this one here at Barrels, one back here, and an entire area multiple players can retake or defend from comfortably, that allow for easy trades and unpredictable fights. A, however, is a much weaker site lacking in all those great features. The only way to get a headshot angle on A is by crouching at the truck or from this rotator position, neither of which give you the opportunity to create a sequence of kills without having a re-peek. The main sight box fights are generally flat 50-50 full body peek angles and cannot support more than one person, meaning that trades are hard. It's a claustrophobic site riddled with 50-50s that are all easily compromised if terrorists are able to take long control for free. And unlike in B, holding long means either pushing out aggressively or having to op. And even then, it's now standard practice to simply smoke the end of long on T side, allowing Ts to get within inches of the bomb site in completely unknown numbers. This means that sitting on the site even versus potential Tech 9 explodes is completely irresponsible and begs for a different approach to this side of the map. Now what's interesting is that unlike on B, all of this area has been given to you by Valve to post on long angles and get that information quickly and safely. So how do you make the most of it, and why are these spots better than the ones on site? First thing is a key spawn timing. As a CT peeking mid, you have a number of advantages. As we can see, the best T spawn is slightly better than the best CT spawn, allowing for a T to cross the playground safely without being spotted. This, however, is not an advantage versus CTs that want to peek mid. CTs have this wall to bank flashes off of that allow them to release and switch to their primary faster and more safely than a terrorist peeking. Terrorists coming out of mid have a much more difficult flash to aim effectively, and can only throw it later than a CT, making it impossible to both flash and peek safely versus the best CT spawn. Further, as made famous by an all-time great, we can see that the Guardian peek allows for a completely different angle to change up this fight when Ts do not have this option. If you take the best spawn to peek mid, you know that only one T could have snuck out to playground, and further, that they are not rushing. This is an incredible amount of information that I think should be capitalized on almost every anti-eco as a CT. This allows you to play up to 4B with one player in heaven on a 4-second rotate back to A if necessary. A great option that you can use many rounds safely. Although there is a fountain, or mid-area by callout, the true middle of this map is stairs for more than just its literal position. With control of it on CT side, you turn a 5-second rotate into a 15-second one. However, the catch is that it's difficult to hold. It's free to get downstairs from any spawn, allowing you to initially control it safely, but once the utility runs out, you're stuck having to worry about 3 points of enemy contact. It's never worthwhile to go 1-for-1 on CT side, so holding stairs is best controlled with help from short B. With short B control, you as a CT in stairs don't have to worry about your back, which is a big incentive when holding a spot. Although if you don't play forward A, you'll eventually be in danger of having to take a fight from above. With short control, you'll at least have an escort out of stairs. The same is true for bathrooms, but it's much harder to hold A for a long period of time if you are forward aggressive at A. Also, it's not quite as easy to escort your stairs teammate out when that means your bathroom player has to be challenging balloons to make sure that you don't get caught out. Spawn-wise, pushing B is a gamble because Ts will sometimes beat you out with their own, but the value is immense. First, if you have a player that has gone stairs and smoked it, they can open the door to trade any big rushes that come out of short and easily shoot people in the back. Next, with short control, you have a safe position to hold from versus long B rushes, and a great angle on sandbags from players crossing into the site. Further, you've created the ability for your stairs player to rotate in and set up for the retake quickly if it comes to it. Finally, the very best standard after plant spot on B is on short, because it allows you to bank nades off of or rotate around along with some misdirection. The last thing I want to discuss is the value that concave formations provide when you do push out as a CT. This is something that is a byproduct of all the setups we've talked about thus far, but now I want to give you some visual aids to give you some better perspective on why this is so important. Again, this all relates back to the free map control you are given as a CT, so none of it will ever put you in danger while setting up. Maintaining long control, for example, with an op and a rifle to support will be our first example. Op gets out first with an advantageous angle on T's that might cross. This creates a way out for our top bathrooms player and gives the op info so that he can't be snuck up on. So the setup covers options if long is attacked and creates a highly favorable concave for the CTs if T's rush bathrooms. We talked about the problem of not having spots for teammates to rotate into on A, so holding long in this circumstance creates the opportunity for CTs rotating from B to be useful instead of going out in twos. Also, it maintains the threat of crossfires on A, steals the best afterplan spot, and allows CTs to pinch the site. Utility is the main concern for CTs trying to hang on to map control late into the round. Being spread too thin with no supporting flashes and the threat of getting shot from the flank is a real concern and what makes pushing so hard in the first place. Thing is that because all this free map control provides so many advantages, it must be capitalized on, or else Ts will have a ton of time to influence rotations, run fakes, and abuse A. Pushing on CT side increases your odds of winning post-plant situations by taking the best retake spots early, frees up great positions to rotate into, and also compromises the remaining spots on the sites. It's a battle of running down the clock and forcing the Ts to execute while carefully managing grenades and using aggressive positions to support each other. Using a variety of setups to get yourself the opening and then falling back into passive positions is quintessential to CT side overpass, and it all starts with pushing.